I'm going to show you our projects, what a typical data science or data analysis project. So for the Python for data science, all right, what we did, we looked at Python basics, variables, data type, and then we looked at it's ongoing, it's currently ongoing. All right, so we looked at variable data type, we looked at pandas, numpy, and then we looked at a bit of data visualization, and then we looked at streamlit as well. So if you go to the LMS, you're going to the task now. We're going to put together everything you've learned so far into a project. And this is how the project is going to be done. It's going to be more like a data analysis project, because part of the core for data science is data analysis. Many of what you'll be doing as a data and scientist, you'll be doing data analysis as well. The machine learning part is there as well, but then data analysis is very, very key, because the process starts from data gathering. After gathering your data, you have to start doing some data cleaning up your data, treating missing values, treating outliers, and all of that. After which, you now start analyzing your data, start doing some exploratory data analysis. You want to find out the relation, just like what we've been doing, using Pandas, asking questions about your data sets, checking, using visualizations, comparing results of your data before you now say, okay, I want to build a model. I want to do maybe a predictive modeling. I want to do a machine learning model. So once you understand the core of data cleaning, data analysis, and data visualization, like you are very well on your way to being a very fantastic data scientist. So in this project, you will be you will be you are going to get data sets. We kept this project open because we know we have varied interests. We don't want to streamline the task. For previous cohorts, we gave, okay, these are the data sets that you can work with, but then here we are keeping it open. So you get a data set of your choice, you create business questions. So in the process of you getting your data sets, you're going to be looking at, so for example, your niche could be, okay, I want to go into entertainment, or I want to go into health, or I want to go into aviation. You have to pick a niche, then you look for the data set related to that niche, what problem you want to solve. Then when you get the data set, you have to create some business questions, and you begin your analysis. You clean the data, exploit, create visualizations like I just did, and then to uncover insights, and then you present your results in a Jupyter notebook, or if you can, and that would be very good for your profile, you can publish your results on a Streamlit application. So it's with Streamlit, you can put together a Streamlit dashboard. If you do further investigation on how to use Streamlit, you can put together, just like exactly how you have your Power BI and your Tableau, you can put together a Streamlit dashboard, and then it's be looking like as if you did it with Power BI. So that's another level of you visualizing your data beyond just the notebook, right, presentation. So, but for this assignment, presenting to your notebook is still okay, but then you'll be doing a presentation at the end of the program, and there's a PowerPoint template where I'll be showing you what it looks like and where you can, put your graphs and all of that, what formats. So in the process of you getting your data, there are several sources that have been listed here. For government data, you can visit data.gov. This is data.gov. Oops, okay. Data.gov is an open data source for the US government. You have several data sets available. For example, if you want any data set related to government, you can get it from here. You can search data set on, let's see, maybe GDP. Let's just do a quick search. So you'll see different data sets. This is an international macro and economic data set, mobility trend, county modeling data sets. Based on your niche, you can just coastal flooding, food. So these are real life data sets that can be worked with. But I'm going to just show you because of time. Oops, I'm going to close my dashboard. I mean my LMS. Let me open it again. Okay, so we have all of these data sources that you can visit, right? So you can, I'll be showing you a tutorial example now, right? I'm going to show you a tutorial example so you can just also follow the format of that example. And the tools that you can use your Python, Jupyter Notebook, Pandas, Seaborn, Matplotlib, Streamlit, or any other tool that will aid your work. The deliverables, you submit your Jupyter Notebook showing your work, and then a 3-page presentation slide deck. All of those to email, or you can send. There will be a time within the course that will be touching on GitHub, how to put your how to create a GitHub repository, how to put your projects on GitHub as well. So you can stay tuned for that class. It's open to everybody in the bootcamp that enrolled for this bootcamp, right? So that you can know how to publish most of your work on GitHub, because GitHub is a place where you can showcase your work to future clients or employers. All right, so we'll have a 3-minute presentation straight to the point on the demo day, which should be communicated to you. So let me just open the link to the slide deck, how it's going to look like. So you'll be required to all we just need is just 4 pages, right? Depending on your project. This is the data analysis project. You have for other people, right? For other, but for your own, you can just pick your projects, the name of your projects, your name, just a brief profile about you, right? Just a brief profile. Then these are the 3 slides that we just want to focus. This first slide, focusing on the project title, what you're working on. This is like an exploratory data analysis on the identification of risk factor of heart disease. So you're going to state where you got your data source from. You can mention, this is just an example. You can delete all of them. You can mention how many rows, how many columns. You explored a total of 1,000 rows, 20 columns of the data, which can also specify the file size of the data. Then you can mention key factors, like the analysis we just did now, right? The analysis we just did now on that seaborne data set. We can say that the key factors affecting the tips, we can say whether they are smokers, right? Smoking is a key factor affecting whether somebody is going to, based on what we found out, based on our analysis, smoking, whether the people are smokers or not, that's going to affect the tip. We can say the day of the week that people are eating affects the tip. We can also say that their gender, because we also saw that we have more males giving bigger tips compared to females, right? So you just mention your findings, the key factors affecting your findings. You can just put a screenshot of your data set. Then you can now put your graphs, your visualization. It can be, can be better than this, but this is just like a template. All right. So You can put your graph and all of that of what you've done, different different visualization. Just copy, cut, and just arrange it on PowerPoint, and then you would explain to us what those visualization mean. Like this one that you could just pick, if you're working on a data set like this, right? You could just pick all of to get this graph. You can just say save as, you can save the image and save it, and then I believe everybody knows how to use PowerPoint, right? So PowerPoint is another way to present your result if you are not using dashboard for to a public audience. You can also use your PowerPoint presentation. Maybe you're presenting to your to a company or something. You could, but dashboard looks more professional if you can, but then if you can't, you can use the PowerPoint. All right, so you just save the image, copy each of the visuals that you want to showcase, and then you put them there and you tell us what those visuals mean. It just very, very fast, because we are a lot, so we're going to be giving very short time for the presentation. So we're just giving you a feel of what it's like. Maybe you want to work on a project, real life project, and present to people that don't really know anything about. So we'll be cross assessing ourselves, right? So everybody would cross assess one another. So you'd let's just work on that. So that's what the projects would look like. All right. Do we have any questions before we go into the example? My screen is static. I think it's the network, but the recording is on, so you'll see the recorded version. All right, if we do not have any question, let's move to the next thing we have. Okay, for example, I want to give an example. I want to work on a data set related to maybe a miscellaneous data set. I can go to Kaggle. Kaggle is another site where you can get data set. And there are a lot of data sets here. So I want to work on something related to maybe aviation, for example. I could just type aviation or entertainment or anything, So I can search. So take note, when you're doing your data set, when you're doing your data research and all of that, please ensure you check the quality of the data set. I'll explain what I mean by the quality. Okay, so I haven't downloaded, maybe you just pick any of the data sets. So the data set I'm going to work on, this data set I finally used, airline passenger satisfaction. It was gotten from Cargo. All right, but there was one before then. There was one that I checked and I saw that the data set was not good at all. So I'm going to show you what that data set looks like. Okay, so I got it from this link, Kaggle data sets. So for example, if you're on this particular data set, you select the data set, right? You see the data set like this. If you're downloading it from Kaggle, all you just need to do is you go to, there's this black download icon. You can just click on that, it downloads the data set to your system. And then you can save it in the file location you want to use. So here, my data set was saved under this project BC Bootcamp. This is the data sets, entertainment data. It was in a folder. This is it. So I just created a new notebook called entertainment underscore data, right? And then I started. So the first step is to what? Do your imports, reading the data sets. Then the data set looks interesting. I was looking at it. Okay, it's talking about different movies, and then the release date, the popularity, vote average, vote count, media type, and all of that. So after checking through the data sets, when you check the information on this data set, you see that you have about 16,080 entries, which is fair enough. You're just we just I just want to we just want to see your idea of analysis, right? We're not saying that we should go ahead and do like gigabytes of data, get gigabytes of data, right? So this is still fair enough, but haven't checked, right? You can also see that we have some missing values, but that's not even the focus. The first thing to check is check for duplicates. That's how to check your data integrity. Check for duplicate values in your data set. And how do you check for duplicate values? All right, there's this okay, I'd already started the analysis, but then I now discovered that when you do df.duplicated, I saw that there were about 16,060 rows that were duplicated rows out of 16,080 rows. So it's telling me that 16,060 rows are duplicate values. So that's really, really too much, because when df.duplicated it shows you the duplicate value. I mean, okay, this has been removed. Let me load it again so that you see. Oh, okay. That's, you see, when you're loading your data set, you have to be very, very careful so that, let me load it from the beginning again. You have to copy it, because when you drop duplicates or when you do some drop operations on your data set, right, it might affect your results. Here, df.duplicated is giving me 0. All right, okay, I know why it's giving me 0. Now, I noticed that there is this unnamed, when you check, you see this unnamed column, right? I mean, it's adding itself to my data set, which I don't want. So I can set index colon to be equals to the first colon 0, so that I won't have, okay, so this is my original data set, that unnamed column. So the person that actually saved that data set included an unnamed column. So that unnamed column gave it another extra ID, but this is the original ID of this data set. So it's going to give me the true state of the duplicate. Now you can see here that my duplicated values, I have about 16,000 duplicates out of 16,080. So the unique record in this data set is just 20. So the rest are actually duplicates. So I thought that is a very, very I mean, that data set is not actually correct, because I can't use it. There's no way I can use it. But if I want to actually drop the duplicates, when you drop the duplicates, you do df.drop duplicates in place equals true. After dropping the duplicates, the number is 20. If you do your df dot shape now, you can see that you just have 20 rows out of the old data set. So this data set is actually not usable. you can't use it because it's too small. It won't really do so much for you, right? So here, so if you didn't do all of these before your analysis, you would have done a lot of analysis, and that maybe the analysis are actually wrong because they are all duplicate values, just like having the same name of, you can have somebody's name like 10 times on a particular database, the same record, not even just the name, the same record is just appearing multiple times. So you have to treat duplicate values. That's the first thing to do. All right, so I couldn't use this data set. So I went back again to look for another one. Okay, eventually I was back at this airline passenger satisfaction based survey. So there was a survey carried out by a particular airline, and they wanted to know whether the passengers are actually satisfied or not with their services. And they carried out a survey. And so the metadata of that data set was, given. The data set was given here. This is the data set. You can see all of the contents from this data set, this website, which was gotten from here. So it's telling you that we have the gender, the customer types, everything that is here. We have the gender, the customer type, the age of the passenger, the purpose of the flight, and all of that. But then let us view the data set. After reading in the data set came in two form, because this data set was actually used for a machine learning projects. So usually when you're doing machine learning, you divide your data set into two. You have your train and your test set. So you have like two different data set, and this is where your idea of merging that we worked on the other time comes into play. So here, I can just say, okay, let me even focus on the train data set first, and let's do the analysis. So when I checked the train data set, the first thing was to do the duplicates. Let me run this. Let me do my duplicate value check. So here it's telling me that there are no duplicate values, which is great. So and then my data set is telling me that I have about, when I do df.info, this is 129,880 records, which is a good one, right? Okay, so now let's now do some exploratory data analysis. I haven't checked all the necessary basics. Let's do some exploratory data analysis. All right, so I also checked for the test set. The test set is usually smaller than the training set. So I was just saying, okay, let's merge the two data set together so that we can have a bigger data set. So I use the pd.concat, like we learned, right? So this concatenation concats the data. See the two tables. It concats, it's going to concat it across the rows. This is the first one, right? This one is about 120 something thousand, then the other one's about 20 something thousand. So I just concatenated the two together, and then it gave me a bigger data set. This is the bigger data set. All right, so we have a bigger data set, which is the df.new. All right, this is the bigger data set. Let me load this to be sure that. So you can see here that this is this is bigger than the other one, but we have one missing value here. I mean, we have some missing value here. How do you check your missing value from our NA? When we check our duplicates, check if there are duplicates. There are no duplicates, right? So I haven't checked the duplicates. I also checked for the null values. I want to check if we have missing values. So we only have missing values using your is null function. We only have missing values on 393. That's arrival delay in minutes. So because our data set is quite large, right? You can decide to just, since you're just doing data analysis, you can decide to delete those 363 rows. They are not they are negligible. You can decide to delete them using your drop any function. So I just dropped the null values and then I have a new data set. Now, I haven't gotten your data set. This is my I just saved the data set into a CSV file because I've worked on the data set, right? I've cleaned it up. So I just saved it into my local directory so that I can have the data set somewhere here. This is the data. Okay, I've removed it from this folder, but I saved it. But when you save it, let me just save it again. This is what happens. You can see that this data set is here now. We have it here, so I can use it in case I want to build, maybe I want to build a dashboard or something. I can now use this data set to do my further dashboard. But before doing any dashboard or anything, let me do some further exploratory data analysis with my dashboard. I mean, with my data set. So now I can now check for the data sets. So with this data set, I have the gender, I have the type of customer, whether they are loyal, disloyal customers, I have their age, the type of travel, is it personal or business travel? I have the class, economy, business, or I don't know the class that I can find out. Like I don't know how many categories I can find. So these are categorical data. Then I have all of these are like a survey. So they are like a particular rating, whether where 0 means good, or no, sorry, bad, then 5 means good. Okay, 0 means not applicable, then we have 1 to 5, right? It's on the data description. Let me check the data description again. Okay, it's on the data, it's satisfaction level, right? It tells you whether the client is highly satisfied or the person is not satisfied at all. So we have all of these ratings here for each of the cases: onboard service, leg room, baggage handling, check-in service, in-flight service, and all of that. Then we have departure delay in minutes. That's the number of minutes that they delayed that particular person's flight. You have the arrival delay as well. And then you have the satisfaction score, whether the person was actually satisfied with the flight or not. So there are so many things that you can find out from these data sets. You might want to know what's the relationship between loyal customers and then the satisfaction score. Can you find out the relationship between the class of travel, the type of travel? Maybe business class people are actually highly satisfied, or maybe because of the way they treat business class passengers. Or let's even find out that is that's just a speculation, but it might not be. Based on this survey, on your research, you can do further analysis to find out what are what are the typical issues related to these particular findings that you have. All right, so going forward, you can now start putting together all that all that you've learned, right? The first thing was I discovered also that we have a total of, is it 100 and something thousand people And those people are this survey is unique. Like we don't have the same customer filling the survey. We have individual. These are unique because we've already checked if there are duplicate values. These are unique passengers. They are all unique passengers, and we have over 100,000 of them. All right. So we also found out that the flight distance, you can check, because here we don't know if they are actually all flying to the same destination or different destinations, right? All right, so we also want to find out how many destinations is this particular record covering? How many destinations do we have? So here you can use your value counts to count the unique flight distances, because your flight distance can tell you okay, based on your okay, first of all, it said how many unique passengers. This result shows that they are all unique passengers. We have about 129,487 unique passengers. So they are all unique passengers. Also want to check what are the gender distribution of these passengers. How many male, how many female, right? We can see that they are almost equal male to female relationship. You can also say that, okay, what are the dates? How many destinations? Are they all going to the same place? Because this 129,000 people, of course, it's not just a single flight. They must have been on different flights, right? So you want to know, based on the only thing that tells us maybe their destination could be the distance. The distance we can say, okay, based on the distance, we can know the destination. That is just an assumption anyway, because we can have the same different places but the same number of hours, right? But that kind of give us a speculation. So when I did the flight distance, I checked how many passengers are going to different places. So you can see that we have about 840 passengers with 337 flight distance. That is, we have the distance code for this particular flight was about 337 for 840 passengers, right? So that means maybe the airline must have, gone to that place several times, because except if it's a very, very big aircraft. All right. So this is telling us that out of all the data set, we have about 3,821 destinations, 3,821 destinations that particular airline must have flown to. So this is giving us a very, very wide range of their operations, right? Okay, so let's do some further analysis to find out some other basics. We want to find out how many people boarded business class, economy, and eco plus. We want to check the type of class that we have on that particular in that particular airline. We can see that we have 61,990. We have more business class people compared to economy and eco plus. We have less of economy and eco plus people. Also, you have more loyal customers compared to disloyal customers. As well as the type of travel. We have more people doing business travel, but these are just value counts. We are just checking the different types of distribution of the categories, rather the categories of each of this column. Want to know how many loyal customers compared to the disloyal customers, how many male compared to females, and all of that. Moving forward, let's do some relationships. So there is something called pivot table. We can do a pivot table using pd.pivot, and the way it's done, it takes your data set, then you can set the column to a particular class, and then you can set the index to another class. So here I'm doing a pivot table. I want to check the relationship between the satisfaction and the class, the type of class. Here you can see that you have more of excuse me, you have more people in business class satisfied. And then, oh, sorry, you can see that you have most persons in economic class were dissatisfied. So something is happening here. And then you have more of people in business class satisfied. Then here you can see that people in the Eco Plus, you also have more of them satisfied, I mean dissatisfied. So there is a problem here with the people in economy and Eco Plus because most of them are dissatisfied with the service compared to the people in the business class, right? So it's like they are treating more people in business class better than the people in economy. So you can do more of the pivot tables, right? Pivot, these are just, here, I'm not even started plotting visualization. I'm just still doing my analysis. So I can check satisfaction I can check satisfaction against loyal customer, that's a customer type. So when I do satisfaction against customer type, you can see here that you have more loyal, and the loyal customers, the relationship is just very, very close, but you have more people dissatisfied and they are still loyal. And you have almost the same people satisfied, but they are still loyal. So something must be going wrong in between. There are other things that you have to find out that this table is not telling us. But let's just keep checking. You can also do other pivots, comparing the travel and the travel with the gender, to check the relationship between the people that are traveling, the type of travel, and then the gender. You can see that you have more males, more females going on business travels compared to males. And then you have almost equal female and male going on personal travel. So all of this, right? There are examples of different analysis that you can do. You can also check now the rating, you want to do the rating count, in-flight Wi-Fi service. You can see that you have the highest rating was 2. So that means they are obviously the in-flight service is not so, it's just averagely good, not doing so well. Because if it's doing so well, we have more people rating 5 and 4, between 5 and 4. So we have more people rating 2 to 3. So you can also do that with other metrics as well. So you can check in-flight services, you can check ease of online booking. Okay. They all have average ratings, like 3, we have more people rating 3, ease of online booking. So you can check other metrics as well, right? So usually when you do analysis, you do a lot of visualization, investigation. You can spend so much time. But what you do when you're doing your analysis, like as I'm checking these things out, I have maybe a note somewhere where I'm taking my documentation, my results. I have somewhere where I have my report or something. You could have a report. So towards the end of your visualization, you could have some report somewhere, you know, like you can just do something like this, insights. I can start documenting about each of those things that you're saying. Number one, in-flights. In-flight service. And then you document all of your findings on that in-flight, and then you have different, as you're doing your visualization, you're documenting for each of what you're doing, right? So it's going to help you in your in your final reporting. Okay, so moving forward, we could also check, there are some other things that you would want to pay attention to. You want to check, because our goal is satisfaction. Like, you want to check the satisfaction versus in-flight Wi-Fi service. Are people actually satisfied? How many people are actually satisfied using the in-flight Wi-Fi services? And so one thing that can help you, there's something called the crush table. You could do a crush table to check the relationship between the in-flight Wi-Fi service and the satisfaction rates. So when you check the relationship, you see that the rating of people that are the rating is between the rate of 3 0 to 3 persons actually dissatisfied. And then you have the people that are actually really, really satisfied are they rated like 5, 4, and 3. The people that are actually satisfied, they rated 5 to 3. I mean, between 5 to 3. So you could check the satisfaction rates with other other matrices, like the in-flight Wi-Fi service, the check-in, and all of that, the seat comfort. When you check the seat comfort, you see that a lot of people are satisfied with the seat comfort, because we have more people at this end, they are satisfied with the seat comfort compared to people that are dissatisfied. So you also have the group by. The group by, we touched on group by, right? So group by, what it does is helps you to group a lot of categorical features together, and then you're able to cross-check at a glance. You're able to check the number of people that are actually here now. For example, now you can see that 9,740 people, 40 business travel people are loyal customers, and they are female and they are dissatisfied. For the people that are loyal customers, but they are on personal travel, right, and they are dissatisfied, you have this number. So if you want to compare, you can compare them with the satisfied. You could see that more females are actually satisfied, and that they are in business travel. So with this table, it tells you it gives you some insight about it. But now you could now start doing some basic visualization with all your findings. So before you do your visualization, you tend to find out, okay, what actually, out of all the things I've mentioned, what do I want to show to my audience? What do I want to tell them? What visuals do I want to show them? And that forms what kind of visuals that you're going to present to your audience. All right. So you can start your visualization and start saying, okay, can I check the relationship between, can I check can I do a bar plot to check the gender? Can I do a bar plot like this? For this ones, you can do an SNS bar plot to check the gender, the flight distance. So let me just do some visualizations around under this ones. But before then, I have to import my SNS on from the top. Okay, so let me start some visuals here. Okay, gender is just giving me one gender. Let me see where the problem is. All right. So the bar plot takes your X and Y. I just supplied it the X. That's why I was having that issue. So I want okay, it's the count plot I was supposed to use instead of a bar plot. I wanted to use a count plot so that the count plot just counts the number of the plots for me. All right. So you can see here, okay, I could have used the categorical plot as well. And then I can use the kind as count. So I can do that. Let me use this instead. Instead of using the count plots. So here you can see that it's telling me giving me some information about my my bar plots. It's telling me that we have more females than males. Well, that's just a simple visualization, right? So if I want to add some more, sorry, I want to add hue to it. I can decide to use the customer type as hue, or maybe I can use maybe the class as hue. Okay, now it's because I said I can increase my height, I can increase my aspect. So let me just increase my aspect a bit so that it can be more, it can be bolder. So here you can see that we have more male. If it's pie plot, like if you're using plotly is finer, is more, beautiful compared to the seaborn. But this one is just for basic analysis. If you want to do like dashboard, you can use plotly because it gives more beautiful visuals. But it's used in the same way. You can use it like in the same way. So you can see here that um when you look at the count of the male here with this category, this count lot, you can see the distribution that we have more of economy people that are I mean, we have more of business people that are male and females compared to Echo Plus. You have less of Echo Plus. You can also put their you can do you can do like a bar plot of with your age. When I mentioned then when you were doing the bar plots, you can do like a difference between the ages. I mean, you can check the relationship between your age and maybe the male and female in that your data set. So you can do something like this. Um, looking for the table. Okay, it's age. It's actually age. Okay. Sorry, I'm trying to look for. Okay, this is it. Age. Data. Okay. Oh, sorry. I was supposed to use not a cat plot. I'm supposed to use this other type of plot. Not a categorical plot. I'm supposed to use a box plot instead. I would have used a box plot instead of a count plot. Okay, so we have the gender. Now you can see the ages. You could see here that we have more of males, right? You can see that you have more of males in the economy class compared to the business class. And then you can see you have more of females, right? In also in the economy class compared to the business class. All right. So this tells us some relationship between the class and the gender. So you can also check for satisfaction as well. Let's check the satisfaction with respect to their age and and the gender. Okay, so I want the x-axis to be the class, and then the U to be satisfaction. So here you can see that the people that are actually satisfied with our services are more of economy people. You know, from our tabular data, it was not really giving us so much information, but with the visuals now, you can see that you're seeing more. I mean, you can find out that you're seeing more information about your data set. Here you're seeing that you have more people in the economy class actually dissatisfied with your data. You have more people in the economic class dissatisfied. Blue is dissatisfied with your data, and you have more of them in business class satisfied with your data set. So that tells us something about the class. Now, okay, the people actually, so but when you compare the Echo and the Echo Plus, you can see that the people dissatisfied with your data are actually almost equal in Echo and Echo Plus. But when you look at the people satisfied, you can see more people are satisfied in the economic class compared to the Echo Plus class. So maybe there's something really going wrong in this economic class. But when you check the business class, you can see that the people satisfied are actually quite small. So it's and then their age, the ages of those people are actually the people that actually fly business class are between the ages of 30 to 50. Then the people that are flying other classes are within 25 to 50. Okay, so this tells us some other information about your data set. So I'll just thought to show there are so many things to find out about your data, but once you're able to pick out some key details, but you just need to take down your question. What are the things you really want to investigate? So here I wrote satisfaction versus in-flight Wi-Fi service, departure arrival time, ease of online banking, booking, gate location, food and drink, and all of that. Satisfaction versus gender. I want to find out the class versus the in-flight service, the age with respect to the class, and all of that. So all of these are the place on point of interest. So if I now want to further take this down to building a dashboard, I actually worked on a dashboard, but because of our time, I might not be able to share on that because of the time frame we have. I want to take questions so that we can take one or two questions. But let me just show you the sample dashboard that was created for this. I'm trying to navigate to my screen. Okay, so these are the codes on the dashboard. It's not totally exhaustive, but then there are still other things that needs to be added. I just created something very, very basic. So I used Plotly, Streamlit, and Pandas. I would link up these notebooks and the codes. I'm going to push it to GitHub because there's no way I can put up the code in the LMS. I can link it to GitHub, then you download it from the GitHub. I'll just put the link to the GitHub on the LMS so that you can download it from there. All right, so I'll just show you the sample. So when I run this streamlit.run, okay, it's still in process, right? I've not completed some of the visuals, but here you can filter based on the type of travel, the cabin class, and the customer type. So you can decide to check, okay, how many people total. We have some KPIs: the total passenger, total males, total female. So here would be some graphs, right? Which is still in process. It's still in process. So the user can come here to select some of this, information. Okay, I want to check up the people in business travel, and they were actually also in they are loyal customers. So if you check all of these people, business travel, disloyal customer, you can see the numbers are changing. If you add more to it, you can see that the numbers increase. They are changing. So that's how the graph is going to dynamically change. Once I'm done with it, you see that they are, changing. So you can actually create a dashboard with these streamlets to present, just like you have with your Power BI or Tableau. You can also create a dashboard too, as well with your Streamlit application. So I'm going to push it to GitHub and share with you all. I don't know if you have any questions at this point. Do you have any questions? Okay, concerning using the dashboard, do I need to learn Power BI to do that? No, you don't need to learn Power BI for dashboard. Like I mentioned earlier, you can use Streamlit, just like what I showed you now. Or if you don't know how to use Streamlit, you can just copy your, for example, all of this. Okay, sorry, I didn't know I wasn't showing that dashboard. You were not seeing the dashboard. Let me show you the dashboard I was, referring to. Where is the dashboard? Okay, this is the dashboard I was trying to show you. So I was saying that if you navigate to, you can select, there are some filters that you can select from. Echo Plus, as you're filtering, you see that the figures are changing based on your filter. So some of the graphs, once I put up the graphs here, they would also be changing based on your selection. So the user can come here to do some other selections. Business and economy, I can see that you have 22,000 plus passengers, disloyal customers. Then you see the graphs as well. Once I'm done with it, I'll push it to GitHub. So you can have a simple dashboard like this, or you could just show your results on the PowerPoint presentation. Just copy the graphs and put it on the presentation slides. I don't know if that answers the question. Then the hue, what the hue does is that it shows you like a color, it's like a color palette. It shows you some distinguishing features on your graph. Like if you put when I introduced hue to, let me go back to that place. Okay, so when I go back to this place, I want to check where I have the hue, so I'll show you. Okay, now, do I have hue here? All right, here. So you can see that the hue here is showing you a distinction between the two classes. I mean, this, if I didn't put hue, without the hue, I'll just have Echo business class and Echo, just telling me the different distributions with respect to the age, right? So it's telling me that for the Echo Plus, you have the distribution with respect to the age, the business class, and the economy. You can see that we have more of economic people between the ages of 10 to 80 years old. But when you introduce the hue, it's going to tell you more details about your graph. It's going to tell you among the people that are in the economy class, between the people that are in the economy class, we have more people dissatisfied compared to the people satisfied. So that's what the hue does. It introduces another layer of insight to your result. All right. I hope you got that. Sorry, Antonia, I understand that there's so much to learn. Normally, it's the Power BI Python for data science, rather, Python for data science course can take you as long as 3 months. So all these things that we compressed, and this is just beginners, right? This is just beginners, and so but what we do, that's why it's called the bootcamp. So what we do during the bootcamp is to introduce you to all the necessary basics that even if you want to just pick it up and learn on your own, it's easy for you to, proceed from there. Unlike, if you just, most times when you just go online to to start up a course. Like when I was starting out, as a data scientist. I enrolled for a program and it was like Greek because the concepts at which I was introduced to, they were going through a lot of statistics, mathematics theory, and I was like, wow, that this is very, very scary to me. So, but then the good thing about this bootcamp is it's more hands-on, it's more practical. There are so many other things to learn. So this is not everything, right? This is like a a crashed program of what Python for data science can take you essentially up to 3 months to learn. Even you see that a lot of people sometimes want to do a data science program. It takes some people a year. It can be a year program. Some people go for masters in it or a BSc, data science. So there are a lot of things involved, right? But the good thing about project-based learning is that once you're introduced into the path that is you can easily relate with and you're seeing results, even if you want to go back into the specifics, it's easier. Now you have an overview of what it's like to to learn all of this. So it's easier for you to pick it up and start going into the basics of maybe going out, pick up a textbook on Python. It's easy to understand functions, NumPy and all of that because you've had this hands-on experience. Unlike you starting from the theoretical concept and then you're a newbie, it's going to be very, very scary to learn. So I just want to encourage you all, just take your time to focus. If you're starting now, just try to focus, learn all the basics you need to learn. You don't need to overstretch yourself, or if you want to stretch yourself, that's good, right? But then depending on what your goals, your targets, what you want to do, yeah, so you need to put together your time frame, plan yourself, and then you go into what you need to learn gradually. All right. Okay, you said the time for the boot camp is too short. Yeah, well, I would say that probably what we're given, you can have a boot camp, right? That'll just take you Python variables and data types for 2 weeks, and then that's all the basics. But then we are giving you something very, very, very rich, very, very rich, because we've had for people in I'll bring up some people in our courts. For people in course one, after this boot camp, they went through the same boot camp. They got some of like 3 of them now. They are one is going for one is on a master's in the US, and she got 2 jobs, internship with top Fortune 500 companies. That's to tell you how rich this what you're getting, how very, very rich the content is, right? She was very new in data science. She got into it when she got to school in master, when she got to her master's course and started doing her coursework, which was like a piece of cake because everything that she has tried her hands on and learned, that's what they were just teaching them. And then they were not really explaining in details what NumPy is and how we're explaining. They were not going through all those details. They were just the way they teach you and lecture you, you have to go and read up yourself. But because she had this experience, it was very easy for her to relate with and to pass. And then she even got internship positions. She got a job, and we have 2 other persons now in Canada, one in the US as well, doing masters for data science and artificial intelligence. So what you are getting is very, very robust. And we are trying to integrate all these things into a compressed curriculum because of people that would like to take it on. This bootcamp is free, is not paid. right? It's a free program, and it's self-sponsored by our people that do free will donations. It's not like we have funding for it yet. So if we want to take it through like an intensive program, right? Of course, there will be necessary. You have to employ lots of experts and all of that, and it can't be free anymore because people would have to pay for it, right? Even at this stage, the experts they need to be, you know, support, we need to support our experts as well. So that's why in any way you can, you know, give back. If you have the opportunity to donate, please do try as much as possible to donate. But if not, if you can also volunteer, we are welcome. And one way to actually learn and get better at these things is if you're even sharing your knowledge with other people, if you're training other people, right? So we are currently you know, rolling out we are reviewing applications for our volunteers. So if you submit your application, we check it. So it's on rolling basis. We're taking some volunteers that will join us to train. Once you train other people as well, it would help you to grow your skills. Yeah, just take your time, and the good thing is that you have access to the videos, you have access to the learning system, so you can take your time to also, you know, read up gradually, try your hands on it. If you just watch the videos and you don't try your hands on it, you might not really get it. But once you try your hands on it, you keep experimenting, you find out that you get better at it, and try to do examples projects, because that would actually help you through all the things that we've learned. All right, so our time is fast spent. Okay, because today is the last day of the Python for Data Science program. Today is the last day. So would that's why I'm taking my time to, like, you know, answer some of our questions. For people that just enrolled in this course, yeah, we'll be meeting at the mentorship sessions and on the demo day as well. But for people that are still continuing with us for the other modules, yeah, we'll still be meeting in other classes. All right. So, but then I just want to encourage you, just keep learning, take it bit by bit, try to digest the concepts, and, you know, try to experiment, try to replicate what you're learning with examples. Try your hands on different exercises. The exercise that show you, try your hands on it as well. Okay, for universities that offer masters in data science, I think there are some of them, but I think most of them are private. But some federal universities are already carving a niche for data science. I can't really say off the top of my head for now, but I think there are some universities that offer masters in data science. Yeah, in Nigeria. Okay, Bide says that I agree the context is vibrant, but the time to internalize. Yeah, the time to internalize everything, it's a lot. We understand that. Yeah, and but we had to also compress the curriculum to give room for other people that would want to, you know, this program is done 3 times in a year, so that we give, because if we just do it for 1 year, we might not be able to reach as many people as possible. So to give them for others as well. So that's why we have it in you know, compressed format. All right, for the other modules, if when you are registering, you must have, if you selected all the modules in data science program, yeah, and then the LMS had been customized such a way that you have access to other modules as well. So if you're registered for, if when you registered for this program and you selected all the modules in data science program, then you're already registered for the other modules. Okay. I don't know if we have any other questions. All right, so we'll be sharing a feedback form as well. Please, we're sharing it on our Telegram group. Kindly help, you know, fill the feedback form, and then would also want to hear your story, your bootcamp experience for people that are that'll be stopping with this model. All right, so we would like to hear your bootcamp experience as well, so that we can we can also improve on our program and other things. All right, thank you. For Samuel, when are we getting our capstone project and when we submit? Okay, so the capstone project is on the LMS, and I just shared on my screen where the capstone project is. I'm going to share it again. And the date to submit is actually is also on the LMS as well. So I'm going to share the screen. All right, so the LMS it's on, right? So when you go to the last day of the Python for data science model, you have this. This is where you have the the project is here. And all the instructions. So the date to submit is also there. It's here as well. So you can see it on the LMS. Okay, so we need to go now so that because of our time, I don't want to take more of our time. For how long are we going to have access to the LMS? Okay, that would depend on we intend to keep it for lifetime, right? But that would also depend on our funding support because of storage space on the LMS. So if we are able to get enough funding to keep it for a lifetime, yes, we will. But if not, we'll have to, we'll have to stop access at some point because of payment for storage. All right. And so because other people too will need to have access to it. But then if we have continuous access for funding support, right, would keep it continually open. So but for now it's still open because we the next quad has not come yet, depending on how many people are, because the more the people, the more we have to expand our storage space and expand the facility. Yeah. So thank you all so much. It's a pleasure, having spend this time with you all. I just want to encourage you all that you can do this. You can do this. It's not as difficult as it is. When you hear there's a lot of stories around data science, data analysis. You hear a lot of people talk about it, but then it's not that difficult. Just takes some more intentional practice and planning. All right, just plan your time, and these skills are skills that you have to be consistently working on. If you just keep it like if you what all that you've learned now, if you learn it now and you keep it for the next maybe 5-6 months, you might by the time you're revisiting the game to be like you're starting all over again. So that's why we've built a community such that you can actively use your skills. So we will be coming up with competitions, we'll be coming up with post bootcamp projects. so that you can keep using your skill sets, You have to keep using writing codes, writing articles. And the more you do that, the more it's going to help boost your skill set. So I want to encourage you, please don't just close it and keep it aside. I believe it's something that you can do. You can make a lot of profit with. And in terms of the monetary value, data science, if you're working globally, you're working with international companies, it's a very lucrative role. Very, very, very lucrative. Yeah, so just just keep at it, and I believe that you will be able to get the best out of it. All right, yeah, the next module, Python for Data Science, starting on Friday, we'll be sending emails to everyone on the meeting. We'll be having a new class link, so we'll be sending emails to everyone to join the class for Friday. All right, thank you all so much. We need to close now. Do enjoy the rest of your day. All right, bye everyone. Thank you.